Hi everybody, it's Mary Jo from Mary Jo's Creations. Welcome back to my channel. I am working on these squares today, and I did a few. If you're, before anything else, if you're new here, welcome. I hope that you like the craziness and that you stick around. If you are coming back, thank you so much, guys. I love all of you guys who have been so, wonderful and supportive, and it means a lot to me. So, today, what are we doing? We are doing more squares. I just would like to finish all these squares. Try to get as many as I can get done today. And then tomorrow, I think I'm going to start something else, because I need another project. One to do in between. Like, one day I'll do this, and then the next day I will work on something else. Hopefully something that won't take very long. But I'm hoping that I can, get quite a few squares done. At this point, honestly, looking at what I have, I'm hoping that I'm going to have enough yarn to be able to finish up all these squares. And because I don't have any more pinks left. What I got here is what I got. I do have some purple left in the lilac, but I kind of don't want to use that too much, in the blanket, because that's a color that I have a lot of, so I kind of want to use that, for, what do you call that? The border. Now, to join them, I was thinking that even though some of them do have, not this purple, but the darker purple, I do have a lot of that too. Because I kind of don't want to join them in white. What do you think? Like, the only colors that right now that I have that would go to with the squares that I can join them with would be either white, a dark purple, or lilac. The dark purple is over there, and I'll show it to you in a little bit, but I would need one to join and one to do the border. And I definitely don't want to do the border in white. I would prefer not to. So maybe I can attach them all with white, because I wanted to attach them with a color that is not on the outside. And I already put lilac, like I finished the squares off with lilac and that dark purple. So maybe like joining them with white, because there's already white in the blanket. Because I also have red, but I don't think that would look good. I don't think that would look good. So I'm thinking that the only colors that I have are, I don't think it would look bad if I did purple right and have, because there's some here that have like 2 rounds of purple. So, different amounts. So I think that's what I might do. I can choose both purples, lilac and the dark purple. And I can, you know, do one for the join as you go, and one to join them, and one to do the border, which is really just going to be like 2 or 3 rounds of half double crochet and 1 round of single crochet. The blanket is going to be very big, so I'm thinking that I might need 2, maybe 3, maybe 1. I don't know. I don't know how big the blanket is going to be, but I know I'm going to need at least a minimum of 2 skeins to do the border all the way around the blanket. And that's just, you know, from the other blankets that I've done. And I've always done those with black, but I don't know if I want to do black because I want to use this in the summertime, you know, from like now till, you know, the fall. And so I didn't want to do, maybe the lilac would be better to do the border and connect them all with the darker purple. Let me know what you think about that. Because right now, those are the only 2 colors that I would have enough to do that with. And I'm hoping that the colors I have here will be enough to do the squares themselves. And I am doing rather big squares, but my hands don't want to work. Now, I had a problem a little while ago because I am filming on a tablet right now. And I'm still trying to figure out how to work it. And I kind of accidentally deleted footage. So, I am trying to figure out how to work this thing. So I do have 4 squares already done. Yeah, because I think I actually have 5 squares done, but today I already did like 4 squares. And I am hoping that I did have footage of it, but I lost it. So I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure all of this out. I am going to do this edge around, let me tell you something. My brain still doesn't want to work right. I want to finish this square. I have a bunch of colors here, and I'm hoping that, you know, I can do a bunch more squares before the end of the night. I'm hoping at least 3 more squares. Maybe more. I don't know. It's still kind of early. It's 7:45. So there is time for me to do a few more squares. And it would really be nice if I could have a total of like 15 squares done. So counting the ones that are already done too, right? So I think right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to count. I might have either 6 or 7. 7 or 8? No, 6 or 7. Already done. And I will show you all of them. But I am hoping that I can have at least 15 squares done today. It might be possible, depending on how I feel. Because if I have 15 done, that means that I only need, what, 20 more? Okay, we're going to cut this off. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use that again. Maybe. I'm going to... I like this pink better. Use this pink. And we're going to tie this one on. I'm going to go work on this square. And 1, 2, 3. This is color 4. If I decide to add another color to this, I'll let you know. Actually, if I do add another color to this, it'll probably be the lilac. So, I'll let you know when I'm done with this square. All right, I'm going to go work on this, and I'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Okay, so it is Friday, the 10th at 10:43, 12:43, sorry. I had a doctor's appointment this morning. Everything is okay. Well, you know. He said my heart was racing a little too much, so I have to go for a stress test, but it is what it is, right? So last night yesterday I did finish quite a few squares. We did this one, which I really like. We did this one. And I noticed that, like, there was a lot of purple borders. Like, I don't know how that happened, but I'm trying to start putting some pink in there, and I made this one, which I really like. And this one, I think, was the last one I did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 last night, and I had 2 already done. So, yeah, this was all last night, and then I had 1 done from the day before, and I had 2 already done. So we're up to what? 6, 9 squares. I'm going to see how many I can get done today, and hopefully we'll be able to get, at least, I mean, I don't have anywhere else to go, and I'm really not feeling too hot. The fibromyalgia is really been hitting me this morning. My hands are not too bad, but my legs and my feet are very uh, numb. So I'm just going to sit here for a little bit and see how many squares I can get done before I need to take a break. So the first center I want to use is this one. This is the one that had the white on it that I took out because I thought there were too many squares with white as the second round, and I didn't like that. I am changing some of them around, and we're going to grab another stack once we're done with this one. But this is the first one that we're using, right? So, we're not going to use white, at least not for the center. This, and a lot of these are running out, right? So I'm here like trying to figure out if I'm going to have enough yarn to do all of these squares. But anyway, there's the hot pink. I'm looking back because I'm trying to see on the squares. You know what? Let's see something. It's none of those, I don't think. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. That has purple in the center. Hold on, guys. Alright, so what I was trying to do is the first 2 rounds of the square, I don't want them to be the same. I don't want any of the rounds to be the same, but I definitely don't want to have 2 centers of the same kind, right? And I was looking at these because these are the same as the last one. So there's 5 squares with this color in the very center of it. And I just don't want to make them close to each other. So I have one with the light pink, which I don't even have that pink anymore. And I have one with this rose pink, so I don't want to use that one. I have one with hot pink. And I have one with purple. So we're going to take out the hot pink because... And I don't want to do white. So we're going to take out the hot pink, and we're going to take out, well, this purple is okay. And which one is the pink? I think it's this pink. So we're going to take that out. And there's quite a few, you know, I think there's, took out the hot pink. There's no more light pink. So we took out the hot pink and the light pink. I don't have dark purple. This is the purple that I was talking about. It looks a lot brighter in person than it does on camera. I might have to switch up the settings a little bit. This is like the first time I'm filming on the tablet. So we're going to figure it out. But I do have this dark purple. Actually, the colors look so, like, muted on screen. I need to check that. But anyway, this dark purple is the purple I was talking about, which is different from this purple. And there's hooks. Okay. So... left in the basket is this light purple. Is this eggplant? This is just purple. This pink, which is similar to the other pink, but it's different. And there's red. So I don't think I want to do... Well, I don't have a purple for... Yes, I do. This dark one. For the second round. But you know what? I wanted to make this square without purple. I want to have some squares that are just solid pinks and reds, right? From the original yarns that we were using. So let's try to figure out which one we're going to do with this one. You know what? I think I'm just going to do red. I'm going to do red. I'm feeling the red. Let's do the red. So I know you can't see this yarn that's in front of me, but we're going to take this out because it's bothering me. And I'm going to put it right, actually I can put it right in the basket for right now. I'm going to tie on the red. And then we're going to start making this square. So my hope is that I can get as many of these squares done as possible today. If I, once I have this one done, it'll be 10. So that means that there'll be 25 squares left. I don't think that there's a way that I will be able to do all 25 today. Even though a lot of them are, there are a few that are only 2 rounds of color, which is about maybe what, 1, 2, maybe like 4 or 5 rounds in. But there are quite a few that have more, like 6 or 7 rounds, or not maybe 7, but you know, that aren't as small as these. They have more colors. I'm looking over there because that's where they are. They're on my bed. So I do have like some squares that have already 3 colors, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 rounds or so. And those won't take very long. So we'll see. We might be able to get all of them done today. I don't know. It also depends on how I feel, right? Because right now, I'm not too bad, but I'm not too great. I don't know how I'm going to feel throughout the rest of the day. You know, that's a day like today is where it's like I have to take it hour by hour, because I can start to feel better in a little while, or it can just stay the same, or it can get worse. So right now, all I want to do is just do some squares. This one's kind of small, so after this one, I might have to take a break, because this one is only 2 rounds in. I don't know how many rounds of red I want to do. I know I want to go around at least once and a half or 2.5 times. I don't know. Wherever we feel the red is going to finish is where we'll cut it off and tie the next color. I'm hoping that I can get as many of these done as I can and see what happens next. When I went to the doctor's office, I did take the cotton yarn because, you know, it's a lot smaller, right? So it's easier to carry. And I only needed 1 color. I was able to do about 3.5 rounds before I left. So I might, tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be able to work on those. Now, I was doing the math, and for those, if I want to do, if they're going to be all the same color, which I don't know if I want to do that, I need 24 squares for the placemats. It's going to be 6 squares each placemat. Now, I was kind of thinking of making the squares like with both colors in them, but I don't know if I want to do that. I was also thinking of making like some of the variegated squares and then some of the mint squares, solid mint, but I don't want to do that either. And the reason why I don't want to do that is because I was thinking like the mint is such a light color, right? And if I do that, then it'll, if it gets dirty, it'll probably look worse. I don't know. I kind of just don't want to do that. I don't mind having it on the edge. I just don't want to have it in the center. Now, what I can do is I think the best option would be to do 3 in the solid variegated. And then do 3 where it's, the mint and the variegated mixed together. So I could do like the center's mint, 2 rows of mint on the inside and 2 rows of the variegated on the outside, which is probably the best because I want to join them in the mint. And if I have like 3 solid squares of the variegated and 3 squares of the variegated mixed with the mint, you can always set it up where it's, come on now. The pain's bad when the hands don't want to work. I was thinking like, have a solid square, a mint center, a solid square, a mint center, a solid square, a mint center. So it's like all, you know what I mean? And then attach them in the green and then do the outline in the green. And I think I might attach them with the slip stitch and then do the border in the green. And I think that would look nice. So that's, I think, going to be the plan for that. And I know I'm working on this and I'm thinking about that. My mind is always racing with one thing or another, and I'm trying to, it's better me thinking of projects than something else. I'll just say that. But, there are so many things I want to start too. I would like to do another light sweater with the yarn that I got, with the 3-weight yarn. I would like to do that. And I would also like to finish, what do you call that? The tank top that I was doing in the Karen All Day Cotton. I do have leftover whips. That one cardigan, I think the only ones that I have left that I have not finished is the Christmas hexie and the Halloween hexie. And I know they have to get finished, and I want to get them finished, but there are things that I also want to, the ponchos and other light cardigans that I want to remake, I think should take priority over those, because those are like for a specific season or holiday, really, like for Halloween, for Christmas. I think I had mentioned that I am going to do a segment in July where I'm going to crochet Christmas stuff all month long and get whatever I want to use for Christmas done ahead of time. And that's when I can finish my Christmas hexagon cardigan. And then the Halloween one, if I have enough time, you know, in between the stuff that I'm getting finished now, then I can always, what do you call that, do it earlier. But if not, I will definitely do it in August. And August, I want to do some Halloween stuff between August and September. And to have it done so I'm not, you know, starting in late September, October to get some stuff done for Halloween. I would like to make another conical hat. I thought that one came out really, really nice. And I think I want to make another one in a different color. Maybe make, like, have black and mix some green in it. I think that would look pretty. Black and purple. But anyway, I do have quite a few ideas and projects that I want to get done. I just want to get this blanket done first because it's been sitting here and I was doing so many other things. And I just, you know what, this is more red. Okay, this is good. We're going to actually, you know what, I already cut this out. We're just going to cut the red right here. And now, what color do I want to add? I'm going to add this pink. And this is just how I tie them. I put the strings together. I wrap them around 3 times on one side, 2 times on the other. I pull the 2 little ends closed. And then I pull these. And then I just trim the yarn. I like it when it does that, when it like gets right to the edge, because trust me, it isn't coming loose. But it's like, I don't like to waste yarn. See, that's not going anywhere. So now let's finish this square. And then, depending on how many rows we have, we might need another color or 2. I'm thinking maybe like white next after this pink. And then if anything, we can add the other pink. And let's just see how many squares we can get done with these traditional colors. Now, I do have an extra skein of white and an extra skein of hot pink. I have more than that actually, but I do have extras of those colors and red as well. But I'm trying to just use what's here first before I go get any new colors, because this was supposed to be a scrap blanket. Now, I always knew that, you know, attaching it and the border was not going to be scrap. Only the squares were going to be scrap. Because I know I definitely, it'll probably take 2 skeins to connect it and do the border at minimum. And I gotta look back because I thought maybe I did decide on a color, but I'm not sure what color I'm gonna join and then what color I'm gonna do the border. I am leaning more towards purples than anything else because it is my favorite color. And I do want to, this one is going to be in my room on my bed for the summertime. I want to use this one. So, even though there are a lot of pinks and reds in it, which are not my favorite colors, I can always, I will want to use it if it has those purples in it. That's why I started putting purple in it. And a lot of this purple was left over from I believe it was was some of it my birthday sweater? I can't remember. That's the only thing I can think of that I did in purple, right? It was my birthday sweater. And I know it wasn't from the patchwork cardigan because I use literally all the yarn from that. My nose is so itchy. But anyway, I'm going to go work on this square. And it's already 24 minutes. I'm going to go work on this square and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. We are on, let me see what round. Six. We're on round 6. And we need 9 rounds, so 3 more rounds. So this square might actually only have 4 colors in it. And I knew there was going to be squares like that, but I think the next color I'm going to do is probably finish it off in white. And I will also check on the brightness and try to see if I could fix it, because the colors are really coming up muted on the screen, but we'll see what happens. I will check back with you in just a bit, guys. Hey guys, so I did the pink and I am going to add the whites. See, there's the pink. I think that's more than enough pink. I'm just going to add the white. I tried to see if I can get the colors to brighten, but either I can't or I can't figure it out. And I will take another look at it soon, but to be 100% honest with you, my brain really isn't working too well right now, I am going to try and finish this because I do need to take a break. And I'm hoping that I can go make myself something to eat. I might just make a tuna sandwich because it's fast, I was thinking of french fries, but I don't know if I, can stand there and wait for french fries. My legs are not doing very well right now either. But it is what it is. I have one more round to go, and we're going to do it in the white. We're actually going on to the second row. Now this white is almost out. So we will be finishing another skein right now. This one. And I have a feeling that today, if we make a bunch of these squares, today we're actually going to finish a chunk of yarn. I'm pretty sure that we're going to finish up quite a bit of yarn today, because a lot of these skeins are, you know, almost done, especially after the amount of squares that I already have done. Once I'm done with this one, it'll be 10 full squares. We're doing 35. That's the plan. That means that we'll have 25 left. Now, I did say that I would like to do maybe like add on another row of 7. But that all depends on whether or not I have enough yarn. If I don't have enough yarn, then I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pull out brand new skeins just to add another row, because I had already decided on doing 1 row anyway. I mean, only 7 rows down. 5 rows across, 7 rows down. And I'm pretty sure that looking at it now, I don't even know if I'm going to have enough yarn to finish these squares that I already started. But I'm going to go work on this, and I will let you know. Okay, here we go. That's what I was waiting for. All right, I'm going to go grab the other partial skein that I have over there, and I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to show it to you before I take a break. All right, this is the other partial skein that I have. So we're going to start with this one first. And again, I do have quite a bit of white, so I'm not worried about running out of white. I hate when it gets tangled in itself. And you know how sometimes, like, they will stick both ends in the end, if that makes sense. Like the middle one, they'll like tuck in, and then when you start using it, it like pulls it. I hope that makes sense to someone else other than me, but alright, I'm going to tie, like I said, I'm going to tie this on. And then I'm going to finish this square, and I'll show it to you before I go on break. Okay, and this square is done. It's actually a lot brighter. I like it. I think it looks pretty. So this makes 10, and I'm going to go take a break, and I will be back and show you when I start the next one what stack we're going to start. And we might do all the centers, the same centers first, like I was doing. I got most of these, you know, some of these are done. That one is completely done, and I have like some that only have 2 squares left or something like that. So I don't know. I'll see what pile I want to grab first and work on that. But hopefully I can get another at least 10 done today, depending on how long it takes, because like I said, some are bigger than others, so it won't take as much time. Even though they're like the bigger, it just won't take as much time as doing one that only has 2 rounds or 4 rounds or 3 rounds or whatever. But I need to take a break, so I'm going to go make something to eat, and I will be back in a little bit. But for you, it's just a sec. Okay, guys. I added, I don't know if I showed you, I added white. And I'm on I think round 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I just started round 8. I had to take a bit of a break. I'm in, the fibromyalgia today is been a little bad, but I feel a little bit better now. I'm gonna try and sit here and see how many I can do. So far I only got one fully done, and when I'm done with this one it'll be 2. Now I was looking at my squares, and I have 4 squares that are done in like the outside color, because I want to, don't want to have a lot of just one color on the outside. I know that some colors I won't be able to put on the outside. Some of the colors that are on the inside of the squares can't be put on the outside because 2 of them are gone. Right? What color is this? Well, no, this is white. I finished that skein, but I still have more white. But I do know that the really light pink, this pink that's in the center, again, the lighting is so, the camera's very dull and I can't seem to figure out how to make it brighter. But anyway, this light pink I'm out of completely. And I think there's another one that I finished already too, another color. I have to check in the labels from February, because I don't believe I worked on these squares at all in March. So I have to see, but I do know that sorry about that. I do know that some of these colors are finished or almost finished. I know for sure one of them is finished. I would have to look at the rest of them, of the centers, to see if there's another one finished. I think that this one's also finished. Yeah, it's the really light pink. It's this one in the center and this one. And these 2, I don't have any more of these 2 colors. So I know I can't have any outside, round with that color. And pink, this pink is almost done too. I might be able to get an outside round with that. I'm not sure. We will check though. We will see if it can be done. It might only give like a round and a half. I don't know. But I'll see. If I can do it, I'll use it. And if for some reason it doesn't make it all the way around, then I will, I don't know, either leave it and finish it off. No, I wouldn't do that just for a couple of, what I would probably do is just take it off and make it like a smaller round. And I put 4 in here. But I know that white, red, hot pink, and the purples I will have enough of to do some of the outside colors. And there's also another pink that I have a little bit left of, which is this pink here, because they were a lot of similar pinks. I know that pink, I'll have enough to do a few squares with that too, because it's not half a skein yet. It's probably like a quarter of the skein used. And I do have, like I said before, more white. I think one more skein of hot pink, which I kind of don't want to use, but if I have to, I can. And I know I have more red. And I do have, I think, two of the purple colors. But I really don't want to dip into the new skeins until I have to, you know? I really want to use up whatever's left and do as many squares as I possibly can. And once I use up all the yarn, if I need more colors, if there's some squares that aren't finished, then I can always, you know, go grab a skein. But I think that, I don't know, honestly, I don't know anymore. There are, what, 24 squares left? You know, not counting this one. There's 24 squares that have to be finished. And granted, some are bigger than others. And some of them are going to look funny because, well, I don't know if it'll look funny, but I do... yeah, my hands are not working right. I do think that, like, this one had 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. I know some of them have 5 colors. I know this one had a lot of red. I don't know. It's just wherever I felt like cutting the red off. There are some colors that are going to have 4, some squares that are going to have 4 colors, and some squares that are going to have 5 colors. Especially, like, as we keep going, I'm trying not to use the same color twice in one square. That's what I'm not doing. The reason why I want to do the next few squares in just pink, whatever pinks and red I have here, is because, one, I want to finish up the rest of these skeins as much as I can. Because I don't have, you know, like, I think that between the most that I have is the hot pink, which is this one. This is all I have left in this one. But I do have another hot pink that's already started. I think that was left over from a bag. And there's another pink that's the thicker pink from Loops and Threads. That I have a lot of. I already have a lot of squares that have purple in them. I believe it's, let me see, I can tell you in a second. I believe this one is done. Let me just count and make sure. I always like to stretch out my squares. Anything I do, really, if I'm being honest. Because, you know, the stitches are a little stiff. So I like to just stretch it out a little bit. Give it a little stretch. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I got one more round to go. So let me do that. So I already have, I think it's 8 squares or 6 squares that have the purple in the last round. Let's see, 4. No, it looks like there's 5. I'll check. I want to have a variety, you know. I don't want it to be like purple heavy. unless I have to, right? So I know I'm going to be able to make a few granny squares with white on the outside. And like I said, oh, I know what it is. Okay. Since this was originally supposed to be just a Valentine's Day blanket, like with the leftover pink, white, and red that I used in the cardigan, my idea was just to make it those. But then for 2 reasons it was changed. And I think I spoke about this before, but I don't even know anymore. Number one, I know I don't have enough to do all 35 squares with just the pinks that I have and the red and the white. Again, with the scraps, because I know that the red and the pink, I can always go get more, but I was trying to use scraps, not use full skeins, until it came to the connecting and the border. Or trim, because I don't really do borders. I just do like 3 rounds of half double crochets and 1 round of single. That's how I like to finish off most of my stuff. Number one, I think it looks pretty and it looks, simple and finished. And I don't really like yarn eating stitches, and although, like, unless it was something that I would want to do something to look a little bit fancier, then I might do like what is that called, like what are those called, where they kind of look like little fans when you do like a bunch of the double crochets into one stitch. I always forget what that's called. And, it does look pretty. And if there's a project that I make where I want something fancy like that, I will do that. But a shell stitch, I think it's called. But honestly, like, just for something regular, like, I think it's unnecessary to use that much yarn, because I don't use yarn eating stitches. I really can't afford to do that because I'm very limited with the yarn that I have. And because I am on a fixed income, I can't just buy yarn whenever I want. So I try to do, things where it's not a yarn eating stitch. It's not something that's going to eat up a lot of my yarn, and then I'll have something really pretty, but I won't have any more yarn. But I do like the simple things more, right? That's just my preference. So all what I need to do around the border, once I join them all together, then I will do a single crochet around all of it, and then 2 rows of half double crochets. No, 3 rows of half double crochets and another row of single crochets. That alone might take up more than 1 skein, because I have a feeling this blanket is going to be massive. And connecting it might also use up a whole skein. If it doesn't, then we'll just have scraps for the next project. But for the most part, I know that that's the only time I want to grab new skeins off of my shelf. I had extra purple from a sweater that I did. I believe it was for my birthday sweater. I had some extra purple. And I don't know if it was, for some reason right now, I cannot remember if I used it for anything else. But I did have some extra skeins of purple. And that's my favorite color. So what I decided to do was to mix it. Put some purple in here. Where I do like purple for Valentine's Day, I like purple period. So, like, I do like it with pinks and, different shades of pink and white. I actually have some pink in my birthday sweater that there is a video for it on here. I call it my amethyst sweater. And it's made with purples and pink. And I think it's like one shade of pink and then a bunch of different shades of purple. And if I'm not mistaken, that's where these half skeins of purple are from. And so I just decided to put it all together. Now, there aren't any centers with purple, but there is purple throughout, like starting on the, I think, second round, because there's one right here. And some of the other ones might not have it, but I think I might, like, pull some of these off and, put some purple in the center and then use that yarn to do a different round. That will also help me with, like, stretching the pink a little bit more. And I would like to have a different, variety of purples and pinks. Now, if I by any miracle have extra of the pink yarns, then where I can make 7 more squares, then in the center of those squares, I will be putting in, making them in purple and have a few of those around. But I'm just trying to get an even, mixture of the pinks and the white and the red and the purples for the outer edge, so that it's not just, heavy on one color. Again, unless I have to, because I don't have another choice. But this square is almost done. And then we have another square done for today. I will show you the next one I'm going to start. And then, okay. Oh, I like it. Oh, I really like it. Okay. So we're going to cut this off here. And for today, we have 2 squares that are finished with a white border. And they look kind of similar. That was not planned. Wow. The centers are different. The centers are a different color. And there's more pink on the outside of this one than this one. But they are very similar. And that's why I was trying to color control and pay attention. And I didn't do that this time. But I don't think that's a problem. I mean, it's bound to happen, right? I only have so much yarn. I didn't have like a specific amount of skeins for this yarn. It's not like I said, okay, I'm doing, and we're gonna have this amount. No, this is scrap. So, you might have some that are going to look identical, or not identical, but close to others. And I was trying to fight that, but it happened anyway. So what I'm gonna do now is just like start picking randomly. Now, I'm gonna take this one out. And we'll use this on a different square. Oh, wait, but then, yeah, but I'll use a different purple. And I'm going to use purple on this one. And try to get some purple into the centers of the squares. Because if I don't make separate squares with purple in the center, like in the direct center of it, I would like to have some squares that have purple closer to the center, so not this, but like the outside, you know, the second round of color. And we're going to save these because we can mix these in. Or if we do end up finishing these and still have some pinks left over, we can always make, if we have enough to be able to finish, let's say 7 more squares, then we can use that there. But I don't have any pink here, so what I was purple. What I was trying to do was just all pink squares. So this one here, we have the white, the light pink in the center, and red. Let me see. I have, I think, 1 square in this color. Maybe we can try doing this square with red in the center with the pink outline. Let's see. So we're going to do white here. So light pink, red, and white. And let me see how many rounds I have so far. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. 4 rounds. The red is going to give us half a round. So 4, or maybe not half a round, but close enough to it. So for so I have the hot pink and I have this pink that I can put in here. I do have the other pink, but I'll grab that pink once I'm done with one of these, once I finish one of these skeins. So what we might do is, because I would really like to have one more outer with this pink before it finishes. So we have, you know, 2 outers, 2 squares finished in that pink, at least 2. I know I don't have enough to do any more, but that would be nice. I'll see how many rows, and then I might add some hot pink in here. Go from the, oh, you know what? I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I think that would look really nice. It just hit me when I thought about it. But I think that'll look really, that'll be a really nice square if we do, this is light pink, right? So we have light pink, red, white, hot pink, and then finish it off with this pink. I think that would look very nice. And we'll just figure out how many rounds we're going to do of, you know, well, not figure out. You know how I do it. Wherever it ends is where it ends. I do think that the white is going to last me for a little bit longer, even though it's looking very, you know, flimsy. That'll last me for a couple more squares. And when I'm finished, like I said, with one of these pinks, I will grab the other pink. And we will figure that out. And since the pinks are starting to get, you know, very low, when we go to use that pink, as always, we try to do it with squares that don't have that pink in it, right? So I'm going to go work this up, and I'll be back in just a sec for you. Okay, guys. I didn't do as many as I wanted to today. I just haven't been feeling too well. I did finish this one, however. So for today, Friday, we got this one done. And we got this one done. And this one done. And I think that's going to be all for this video. I am still going to be working on these squares. But I'm also going to, I know I have a few videos that I've been wanting to make. We did finish, well, we only have this much left of the hot pink skein. So today we finished 2 skeins. One of white and one of hot pink. So we finished 2 skeins of Big Twist. And this week we also finished a skein of the Lily Sugar and Cream. And I thought we had finished another one. I have a stack over there. I think like last month I didn't get to finish as much yarn as I wanted to, right? And that's the video I want to make, to show you how many labels I have and stuff like that. I didn't finish a lot of skeins, but you know, like the projects were rather big that I made. So I don't want to do this square. I want to do this one. I just don't know what color to add to this. What do you think? Maybe red? I don't know if I have a red one. What was I saying? I don't, wow. It's been a long day, y'all. And honestly, I really have not, my fibromyalgia has been a little bad, but, you know, I'm just trying to do the best that I can. I think that this weekend I will try to finish, or not finish because I haven't started it yet, but do the video for the how much yarn and what I made in the month, and have that up for you soon. Or maybe it'll go up before this video. I'm not sure. But because those projects were so big, I didn't really use that much yarn. And I think this month I'm actually going to end up using more yarn. So hopefully, you know, I think I'm like right now close to the number that I had last month. If not like, you know, very close to it, close enough. But we'll figure out what's going on, and I'll let you know. I'll make that video. There are a few other things that I want to do once this is done. We're going to talk about that too. I'm going to try and, get a little organized. It's just been very difficult with my health and other things that are going on. And I just haven't been doing too well, but I've been crocheting, and that makes me feel better. And as long as I'm sharing what I'm making with you guys, that makes me feel better too. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are enjoying my videos. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think. As long as you're just nice in the comments, that's all that I ask. Any opinion is welcomed. As long as you're not, being mean or rude. Like I always used to tell my daughter when she was younger, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So, I hope y'all come back. And I do have a lot of fun things planned. So, I hope you stick around. And again, thank you so much for coming by. And I'll see y'all in the next one, okay? And don't worry, I will be giving you updates on the squares. I'm just going to have, a few videos maybe sprinkled in between. But this is the main project that I'm working on. So I might have the video about what I've made. What I made last month and how much yarn that I use, and I think I might just take a break from doing some of these squares because I want to do the placemats. So if I, sorry. So if I, tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing. If I decide to take a break from these squares, then you'll get a video on those squares. Hopefully those squares won't take me too long. That might be like a couple of day thing because it is a total of, 24 squares that I have to make. And then sew them together and do the border around them. So you're going to have a few fun videos coming up this week. And I also want to break it down and see what I have to do. My yarn room is an absolute disaster because, I moved my bedroom around, the furniture in my bedroom around. And because of that, I'm also moving around the yarn room. One of the reasons for that was because I wanted to take all of my things that I've made for myself. I had in this room and they just weren't fitting. And what the fuck just happened? Are you serious right now? Hi, everybody. It is Saturday, the 11th. I was trying to do my, outro yesterday, but The battery died. Of course it did. So, I have a bunch of squares that are done. Hold on. I'm not sure exactly how many I finished. Oh, I don't know. But these were the last two that I did. And I think I have a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 squares that were fully done. Oh no, wait, hold on. 13. Now, towards the end is where we're going to get really scrappy, because there might not be yarn to go all the way around. So, we are just putting yarn wherever it goes. This one finished. These colors are so close together that you really have to look for it, but you see where it finished there? I was trying to do this color all the way around, and it was short. Even after adding the little bit of hot pink that we had left, this was left from the last skein. As of yesterday, I have 2 more over there because I'm counting them. Yesterday, we finished 3 skeins. I don't know if I had put that up because, again, the video, it didn't save. I don't know what happened. I'm working on a new tablet, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. I know that I started filming the outro, and then it went dark, and whatever. So I figured that I'd wait till this morning because it was very late. So I finished. This one is medium rose. And that's another skein that's finished. Again, yesterday I did finish 2. And they're over there. I think it was the hot pink. And I think it was I can't remember. But anyway, I'll show that to you, another time. But that's 3 more skeins yesterday and 13 squares. So I think that we're on a good start. And, well, not a start, but we're halfway there. No, almost. Almost halfway there. Today, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I might work on them, I might not. I might do something different because I think I need a break from the madness. I don't know. I have to straighten out. My house is a disaster from moving everything around, and I do need to work on that a little bit. So I don't know what I'm doing today, but I just wanted to close out this video, show you, and again, we're running low on colors. If you remember, I know I said this in one of the videos. This is leftover yarn, so they're not full skeins. And especially the pinks, I think out of the original pinks that were used in the cardigan, I only have 1 skein, 2 colors left of pink, which is hot pink and one of these, it might be this pink actually, which is loops and threads. And that one is, does have quite a bit, but we are, and this was the color that I believe was finished. I don't know. I pull this off of this skein, which had it in the middle, and then I decided to put red to it. So we have this little piece right here, which is going to go somewhere. And the white is, this white is almost finished. Although white is not a problem, and I do have another partial skein over there. And I believe that was from the bag. And this red, I think, was also from the bag. But we have this partial red, we have this white, and these next squares that have to be done, which, you know, again, some of them are farther along than others. There are some that have 3 colors on them already, which they're up to, like, I think 6 rounds. And then we have some squares that are only 2 or 3 rounds or 4 rounds. So I have no idea what's going to happen. We are putting purple in the mix, and there are, you know, some that are already mixed with purple. What I want to do right now, since I know that we're running low on the original colors, I want to do some more squares that are just in pink. And that way we can mix and match them with the purple and pink squares. And so that you have a more variety, which is what I'm thinking. Is my hair, like, do you see that white, y'all? It's white. I don't know if it looks blonde or white, but it is white. So we do have almost all of these squares that are in, they already have purple mixed in. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are just pinks and reds, right? And white. So 8 and 5, I want to do at least 3 more, which is 8, in just pink. And then we might alternate and, you know, do 2 in pink and just pink until we run out of pink, and, you know, see what we got. Do 2 with pink and red only, because we're going to be finishing squares now. We're not going to be adding them, you know, in rounds. We're just going to grab a square and finish a square. Grab a square and finish a square. I do have a few squares in there that already have purple in them. So we might grab those, and we will do 2 that are just going to be in what leftover Valentine's Day colors we have. And then 2 with the purple. And then we'll continue. Do, you know, until we get to a point where we either run out of yarn or have to, you know, finish the squares, hopefully. I don't know. At this point, I'm just hoping that I have enough yarn to finish the squares. And if we start running really low on just the pinks, the last 2 pinks, the red and the white, then that's at the point where we're going to mix more purple into it. But we will see what's going to happen. Right now, I'm going to go do something. Probably eat, because I haven't eaten yet. And it is 12:30. I've been sitting here trying to organize some stuff. I just wanted to come on. I was actually started working on editing this video, so I just wanted to come on and do an outro. So for all of you who have been watching, thank you so much. It is so appreciated. I love all of you guys. Y'all have been so wonderful. Thank you, every single one of you who watches my videos. I really do greatly appreciate it. I just try to be me, and I hope that some of y'all like that. I do have a lot of project ideas that I'm going to be working on and video ideas. Next week, we are going to start on, you know, going through the projects. Hopefully, this will get done very quickly. But I do want to have a day where I start another project. I don't know whether this is going to count as my occurring WIP, because I think I had said, like, I want to do one video where, or not one video, I want to do like one day where I work on an existing WIP, and then the next day start a new WIP, and then go back and forth, because my ADHD brain does not allow me to just focus on one project all the time. I can't do it. This is driving me nuts. Working on all these squares for the last 2 or 3 days or whatever it is, and I'm itching to start another project because it's just, my brain is like, no, I want something new. So I need to have 2 projects going at the same time. I can push it for so long like I did with these, but I need a day of a break, or at least, just one day, and then take the next 2 days and finish the blanket. I don't know, but I did have a little break where I did those coasters and the centerpiece for my table. Now, that is the project that I'm working on right now, because I want to do placemats. And I rather do them sooner rather than later, because I want to put them on my table. I want to have them on the table and display them on the table. So I want to get those done. And the thing is that they're also granny squares. I do want to start working on a shawl or a poncho. I'm not sure yet which one, but that's another thing that we're doing, right? So the existing WIP is whatever WIP I'm working on at the moment. And then the new WIP, what I want to do is pick out of the patterns that I started writing for all the stuff that I've made, whether it's cardigan, sweater, shawl, poncho. I have a bunch down, and I want to start getting these patterns in some kind of organization. And I want to, what do you call that? Write them all out, get them all done properly, and hopefully get them to where I'm okay with having someone test it. And I know I'm my worst critic. So I have to do the pattern myself at least 2 or 3 times before I am willing to let anybody else test the pattern. And so that's what we're going to do. We are going to pick whichever I want to make and redo it. When I start doing that, so now I start doing that, I'm working, let's say, on this. Once I finish this, the one that was my new project becomes my working project, and then we will grab something else. I will make a list of all of the things that I have that I want to recreate, and that's just not wearables. That's also bags, and I have tablet bags. I just want to go through everything that I've made so far that I have written down and see whether I want to keep it or whether I want to make something new or whether I just want to keep one. Whatever it is, we are going to figure that out. And I have to get that organized somewhat first, so I am going to need to take a day to do that. But I think that between today and tomorrow, I do have like 3 videos that I need to film. One is the yarn usage. One is the projects that I never showed you that I made in, what was it? I don't remember. Last year, I think. I still haven't shown you all the projects that I made at the end of last year, which at this moment, I don't even remember. It's like, I do remember some. The problem is I don't remember what the last video was and where I stopped. So I have to go back and watch that so that I know from there all the projects that I need to show you. Or I might just grab what I know I didn't show you and what I'm not sure of and just show you again. But there's things like that. And I do have to straighten out my yarn room, but I don't know if y'all want to see that. Let me know if you want to see that video, because that has to be done sometime this week. I'm almost done organizing my room and the closet and everything else. So I'm going to start, I have to organize the yarn room or the craft room, because all of my crocheted things that I want to recreate are going to go into the yarn room nice and neat and put away, so that way when I take it out, because I want to recreate it, I'm going to show you what I've made and then show you the yarn and, how I want to, that's the object that's going to be recreated, so that way at the end of it, once it's done, we can see exactly like from the first one to the other one and see if I made any changes, if, how it looks and stuff like that. I've got ideas. I hope you stick around and I hope you like it. But that's going to be it for now. I've already been rambling for 17 minutes and this video is already too long. We're going to figure it out. But I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.